this is the week 2 of Intersect Virtual Festival that we have been hosted since last 1 week. Week 2, we have 4 distinguished speakers now. The starting session is with Dr. Manish Semwal, the principal of Gandhi Memorial Intercontinental School in Jakarta. GMIS is one of the oldest global institutions, and I have had the honor of being connected to Dr. Manish for last many years now. Dr. Manish is a very well known and respected and distinguished educationist. He has spent many years abroad. He has been in GMIS Jakarta for last I think more than 15 years now. Yeah, more than 15 years, and then and he has been doing a fantastic job there. He recently got promoted to the principal. Earlier to this, he was heading the academics and doing a lot of career counseling and a lot of things for the school. So Manish sir, welcome to this talk, and really honored to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Professor Ankur, and it's always honor to see you, to talk to you, and obviously while discussing, to learn from each others. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Manish sir, आज का subject we have kept it. I had thought of you for this subject because you have worked globally in Africa, Southeast Asia, in India, and I have worked globally, traveled to about 40 plus countries in 1,000 plus institutions, and I've seen that there is this growing demand for global education. Not only abroad, but even in India now. We can see it in the growth of the IB curriculum, the Cambridge curriculum. Now, international universities are setting up campuses in India. There is so much demand now that every year people are looking for global education, right? We want global education. And every school that I go to, I think the first favorite subject for any school leader is how to make my school global. And most of the times when we talk about global, the global definition remains ki, let's have some international curriculum inculcated in our school structure. Even now, after this, we are hosting Mr. Mahesh from IB. We are going to talk about the growth of IB in India has been phenomenal. I mean, but now let us define. I categorically and consciously subtitled this talk from Kedarnath to Jakarta. Rethinking global education. क्योंकि जब तक हम global education की बात करते हैं, most of the time it enters into the territory of okay, let's say school education में global education मिलके मेरा बच्चा west चला जाए. He should go to US, UK, Canada. That is where I want the kid to go. That's why I'm putting him into this global education school. So आप एक ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं जिनका you are one person that I have seen in my years of travel that is very connected to the roots. And even when you're sitting in a very global school, one of the most prestigious schools globally of the IB, then also you are very connected to the roots, and you talk about the situation on the ground. तो मेरे से पहला सवाल आपसे ये था कि आपने अपने, और कई बार मैं आपसे मिला हूं तो आप जरूर अपनी माताजी की बात करते हैं, who is doing some phenomenal work in उत्तराखंड, जहां हम बैठे हैं जिस देवभूमि में. तो आप थोड़ा सा अपनी जर्नी से बताएं. I had put this question down for you. You often describe your journey as from Kedarnath beneath the Himalayas to the shores of Jakarta now.
Yeah.
That is not just geographic movement. It is a cultural, educational transformation. How was growing up in Uttarakhand and being a son of a mother of the soil, जो आज भी यहाँ पे काम कर रही हैं, कितना उनके बारे में थोड़ा सा, if you can talk about it. तो उनका how has those values helped you become global and shaped your education journey, and school leader आप जो बने हैं उसमें उनका क्या भाग्य रहा है?
Thank you so much, and this is something which goes with my identity, because every human being is nothing without the identity, the roots that we come from, and as you said, born and brought up in Kedarnath and in the beneath of Himalayas, and now working in the seashore of Jakarta. That this journey has been to various places. It had been to desert of Africa. So from mountain, desert to seashore, what connected me most is the nature. And when I say nature, in our own traditions, we say nature is God. And for me, the closest to God are parents. So whatever we are today, it's because of them. So waking up every day in the morning in Himalaya, from each window of my house, you can see Himalaya. That Himalaya always taught me one thing: you can go as higher as you can, but you have to be grounded. Yeah. You have your own recognitions that's separate, but if that recognition will remain there when you are grounded. And I think that's what I learned from my parents also. My father and my mother is still there, father is no more in this world, but then I had learned this from them, that wherever you grow, whatever way you grow or wherever you reach, ultimately you have to be grounded. And till today also, whenever I talk to my mom every day, in the evening around 10 o'clock of Jakarta time, when I call her, the first question will be basic question. Yes. How's weather there? How's weather here? So that's a basic difference. That's the thing which she talk about. She never talk about how much money you are earning, what is your profession, where you are going. You just say one thing, I'm fine, she is very fine. And she is the most happiest person when you say, yeah, everything is going well. Even if you have little, sometime the official stress or personal stress, but with mother, she want your kids to be happy, to be grounded at all time. And I think that's what Uttarakhand has taught me.
Yeah.
We had limited resources in Uttarakhand, but coming from a family, obviously a small village, but in that small village also, they had tried to give us what was the best, in terms of education, in terms of values, in terms of connections with the people. And that's what I carry till now. I always say there is something with me which is invisible. There's a power with traveling with me, be it in Africa, be it in Indonesia, when I was in India. So this journey has been little, just because of the blessings of parents and that Uttarakhand itself. When I completed my grade 12 from my own village, GIC Lamgondi, there was no other option. The nearest college was Agasthamuni, which was 25 kilometers. And that time it was not possible that every day you can commute within a day. So you can't come 25 kilometers into the near to the bank of Mandakini and then in the evening you go back to your village. The travel was that difficult. So my father thought, why not, if they are going out from home, let them send to Agra University, because he studied from Agra University. Actually that time that was the expansion of Agra University. So we came to Agra University. And I got admission in Agra University. I did my graduation, post-graduation, doctorate from Agra University. While doing my doctorate, those net set qualifications, I passed those examinations, and I started teaching in some university colleges of Agra University. During that time, I realized one thing, because my research was happening. I was doing research in Kedarnath glaciers and all. And
wow.
Yeah. So many a time when I visited to Kedarnath and that area, I realized there is lots to learn from nature, not only geography, not only academics. It's all about values. There's a famous singer in our Uttarakhand, Narendra Singh Negi ji, and there's a line of his song. He said, "Ki jurege Himalaya maswe chamkunucha." So most of the people, either people, water, or everything from Himalayan top is flowing down, but the one which remain there is still shining like Himalayas. So that one line and the value taught by parents always reminded me one thing: you have to, if you want to shine in your professional career, personal career, even in a family way, you have to be connected with your own people. And that's how I'm connected with my own people today also. I think that's how the relationship is. Every time I feel while sitting here, those values which Hills taught me, I try to do this. And now what are those values? If you talk about, we are talking about international education. Now my mother, as you said, she is known for plantations. Without anyone encouraging her, she just liked plantations. And she plant a small tree just because she loved it. For her, every tree planted by her is same like I am for her. So that's her kid. And when you talk to her, a very illiterate lady, but then she will say, no, I never cut a tree I just cut few branches because we need to give to our kettles. But that's what she is. And those values has transformed unknowingly also. Yeah. I realized recently I was checking my daughter's Instagram profile, and I saw she's writing Yasika Semwal Pahadan. Yeah. What is that? She was born here in Jakarta. We every 6 months, every 1 year, we visit to Uttarakhand, but automatically that has rooted within the family, within the DNA now. So mother used to plant, I plant little bit, my daughters plant. So wherever I had been to around 34 countries of the world, and most of the places wherever I found time, I tried to plant one or two sampling. That I learned from my mother. And that is one aspect of international education. Wherever we go, yeah, the Indian philosophy says Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So if you go wherever you travel around the world, you treat that place as your own home. That's the education, and that's what I learned from my parents.
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत ही सुंदर. I think what a beautiful way of articulating your own journey from Kedarnath. ये तो सब्जेक्ट ही बहुत सफल हो गया मेरा टाइटल. That you are so connected. I didn't know you have done research in Kedarnath region, and then your own experience of your mother and father, and आपका आगरा जाना और वहाँ से बच्चों को वहाँ पढ़ाना शुरू करना, and then now your own daughter having that core values. I think जो inculcation है, और आपने एक बात बोली, one of the things that you said, you feel there is this energy with you wherever you are. You are connected to I think what a beautiful way of articulating the. I think वो एनर्जी, ये वैल्यूज ही हैं जो आपके पेरेंट्स ने आपको दी और आपने अपने बच्चों को दी, और अब वही एनर्जी आपकी बेटी के साथ, आपके बच्चों के साथ आगे दिखेगी, क्योंकि वो ऑलरेडी आपने इतना अच्छे से. आई थिंक इससे अच्छा ग्लोबल एजुकेशन का मतलब नहीं हो सकता कि आप यहाँ से उठ के हिमालय की गोद से उतर के आप शोर्स पे हैं, जकार्ता में बीच पे, समंदर के किनारे, पूरा आइलैंड कंट्री है. then also you feel connected, and then your kids feel connected. What a journey. Thank you. Congratulations, Dr. Manish, and congratulations to your parents and mother for कितना सुंदर आपको बड़ा किया, और अब आप उन्हीं की वैल्यूज को आगे लेके चल रहे हैं. उससे ज्यादा बड़ा धन नहीं हो सकता किसी के लिए. तो बहुत सुंदर. सर, मेरा दूसरा प्रश्न ये था, आप कई जगह रहे, इंडिया, अफ्रीका, इंडोनेशिया, पढ़ाया है आपने इतने बच्चों को, और आप प्रिंसिपल भी हैं. तो थोड़ा सा अब हम इस पे बात करें कि ग्लोबल एजुकेशन के जो मापदंड है वो हमेशा वेस्ट से आते हैं, राइट? वी ऑलवेज हैव दिस फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ व्हाट इज ग्लोबल शुड कम फ्रॉम वेस्ट, एंड देन वंस वेस्ट सर्टिफाइज इट, देन वी से इट इज ग्लोबल, राइट? आई मीन इंडिया में भी यही होता है कि हमारी चीजें घूम के वहां से स्टैंप लगती है. योगा जब हॉट योगा बनती है तो ही हमें अच्छा लगती है, और जब वेस्ट वाले बोलते हैं हरे कृष्ण हरे रामा, तब हमें लगता है कि अरे यार ये तो हमारा, मतलब हमें ये तो सही बात बोल रहे हैं, हमें भी बहुत सीरियसली लेना चाहिए. मेरी अपनी जर्नी यही है कि मैं जब वृंदावन गया तो वहां जब मैंने गोरों को बैठे देखा, आई सॉ देम चैंटिंग हरे कृष्ण हरे रामा, तो मेरे को बड़ा अचंभा हुआ कि भाई ये तो हमारी सभ्यता है, लेकिन जब इन्होंने बोल दिया तो ऐसा लगा कि हाँ नहीं, इसमें कुछ जरूर होगा, तभी तो बैठे ये लोग. तो मतलब आई एम जस्ट गिविंग दिस एनेक्डोट, but this is my lived experience of in India and in I think global South. The traditional definition of global education has always been the framework around what the West thinks. वही हमें यहाँ पे कॉपी करना है. तो what do you think? What is the definition of अपने कौन सी चीजें जो आज भी वेस्ट नहीं समझ पाता, और हमारे आज के यहाँ के स्कूल्स नहीं समझ पाते ग्लोबल साउथ में, कि वो भी ग्लोबल चीजें हैं जिनकी बात हमें करनी चाहिए. थोड़ी बात तो आपने बताई, यू हैव ऑलरेडी स्पोकन सम बिट अबाउट इट. थोड़ा सा 2 मिनट और इस पे स्पेंड करें.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर इज, जब हम इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ओनली वन थिंग. वी फील लाइक गोइंग वेस्ट इज इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन.
यस.
We feel like taking an international curriculum within our existing system is international education.
Yes, yes, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही.
We feel like celebrating French Week or International Mother Day or this day, that day is international education. And this is not at all international education. International education is that connect the world. What connect the world? Yeah. Idea, critical thinking, or are we giving those skills to the students which are accepted worldwide? You know, we have so many international schools in each part of the world. For an example, in India is still, sorry to say, but in most part of the world, that civic sense we never developed as it is in the West. So we copied their education system. We didn't copy the civic sense which they had. So for us, even in this part of the world also, just taking an international curriculum doesn't mean that we have international education. International education is still rooted to the same word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. If a kid in one part of the world is unable to respect the culture of another part of the world, not only learning from another part of the world, it's actually respecting the another part of the world. That is international education. International education is building those those skills which are required in this competitive world around the globe. Are we really developing those skills? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Are we really valuing to other people, other culture, other tradition, other countries more than what we have? And I'm not saying valuing them more than us is important. Means looking with the same eyes. That is international education. International education as of today, I feel it's more about how we are preparing our kids for future challenges. And that future challenge is nobody talking about. Yeah, one thing coming into the market, artificial intelligence, and everyone will start talking about artificial intelligence. Yeah. Without making that infrastructure, that ecosystem ready for students. We're just talking about, oh yeah, artificial intelligence is there, everyone have to work about this artificial intelligence. But are we really adopting it? Because if you see in the world, the biggest organization in the world is United Nations. And what is United Nations? An idea. Yeah. We are unable to generate those young minds to provide those ideas which can channelize this world properly tomorrow. And what West is doing, the curriculum that we are copying, be it AP, IB or IGCSE curriculum, what they are doing, if you copy the same values in the system today, this whole geopolitics is disturbed because of the same, I would say, the same foundations of educational values. So what we actually want to take, we are not taking it. What we actually want to look at as international educations, we are not looking at. Yes, we are doing one thing. We are copying a name and calling it as international education or international curriculum.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for putting it now so nicely and honestly. I mean, I'm a faculty myself, and I teach my kids. I teach a course on entrepreneurship, destination marketing. उसमें एक subject आता है. One of the courses I teach is on UN Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainability पे बहुत बात होती है. So I tell my kids, sustainability से तो ये पूरा देश ही शुरू हुआ था. अगर आप हमारी सभ्यता देखें तो हमेशा हमारे जो gods भी हैं, they are always around animals or some trees. And even in India, we हम तो पूजा भी करते हैं पेड़ों की, नदियों की और अपने जानवरों की और अपने जितने भी आसपास हमारे. तो I mean, now we are in a situation today, and you talked about civic values, where our rivers are so dirty. In many parts of the world, those are our sacred rivers. And if we are going to teach our kids sustainability, then they have to see people in action in helping in cleaning those rivers that we seem as holy. तो ये सारी चीजें मैं सोचता हूँ, और लेकिन हम किताबों में बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाते हैं, जब वैसे ही ज्ञान आता है SDG और ये सब चीजें, दिस इज ऑलरेडी देयर इन आवर सिस्टम, और हम उसी को नहीं बता पा रहे हैं. सो सर, बहुत अच्छी बातें आप बता रहे हैं, और थैंक यू सो मच. आई नो there is audience also. Please put in your questions in the chat box. I can see some comment has come in. अरे महेश जी आ गए हैं. महेश is our next speaker. Thank you so much, महेश जी. Look forward to speaking to you in 5 minutes. हम तो पेपर को लेग से छू लें तो वो CS सरस्वती. बिल्कुल सही बात बोली है महेश सर ने कि हमारे लिए तो किताब को ऐसे करना भी. तो मैं वेस्ट गया I traveled and I used to do this. So my जो Western colleagues थे वो कहते ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप? Because I said, hey, this is education. This is Maa Saraswati for us. So this comes obviously to us as Indians that this has to be really sacred. I mean, so nice of him to put this. So these are sustainability practices for us already ingrained in our system. But इसको हम जब तक West वाला नहीं बोलते हैं तब तक हम नहीं मान पाते हैं. तो ये सब मेरा challenge है. This is not a. I don't want to go on a rant. I know I want to stick to the subject. एक last एक क्वेश्चन है, 5 मिनट हमारे पास है before Mahesh comes in. You have also been connected to so many universities and you have so much experience in university career guidance. मैं आपसे मिला था अशोका के टाइम पे when I came to Jakarta and we spoke about the Ashoka University, then Jindal and then now Masters Union. We are तो थोड़ा सा आप ये बताएंगे यूनिवर्सिटी स्पेस में लेके हाउ डू यू डिफाइन ग्लोबल सिटीजनशिप. यूनिवर्सिटी के इतने आजकल तो कंपटीशन इतने जमाना है, क्राइटेरिया इतने हैं कि ग्लोबल सिटीजनशिप पे बात होती है, होलिस्टिक प्रोफाइल पे बात होती है. यूनिवर्सिटीज आर लुकिंग फॉर सर्टेन कोर स्किल्स इन सेड और अनसेड वे. दे आर लुकिंग फॉर दोस. आज बच्चे प्रोफाइल बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं. What do you think is important for kids to understand if they are looking for good university choices, and universities also to understand about international education? कि क्या है international education से फायदे?
What I feel in this there are two things very important. One is skill, another is concept understanding. But more than this word is working. The coming word, and especially recent Gen Z style, is working on two things, and the growth of organization will also be depending on these two things. One is connectedness, another is community. As much as you are connected with other organizations, other people, your growth will be little more smooth. Similarly, as big as your community in terms of relationship, in terms of learning, in terms of education, in terms of value, in terms of skill, concept development, everything. And that's why for a school, first of all, it is important to build that connections with the universities. But when you are building connection, the sole aim shouldn't be that only my kid will join this university. No, because universities are 10 steps ahead than what schools are, what schools are thinking. You know, the whole lot of research is going in that area in university level. So they know what future is coming up. Now, when you develop this partnership, when you take your kids to those university, when a professor like Ankur is coming to your university, your school, and giving a talk to the students, the students open their mind. They know that in future these are the skill which I need to develop, which I have today. Communication skills or debatable skills, they are no more, means they are needed for sure, yeah, but they will be support. There are many other things which will be needed when kids are going to real world situations. So how that community, that existing community of universities, of people is helping, and school is very important, because ultimately I feel this is where it lies on. Because the most important here, obviously we have to grow with the local values, the local connections, but then international education, we are talking about kids want to go all over the world. So they will unable to understand when we don't have connections, we don't have community coming to us, we are not giving that exposure to the kids. It seems like I am in my home without any competition. I go out from my door, there is a competition start. Similarly, when you listen to somebody higher than your education support, obviously a bigger challenge comes to the mind. So I feel that's how we built our community, and that's how this community support us as a school, yeah, to give them that international connections.
बहुत सुंदर. Thank you so much. अब final question. You know, आपकी journey is phenomenal, from Kedarnath to Africa to आगरा भी, और फिर इंडिया में भी, फिर साउथ ईस्ट एशिया में भी. अभी बहुत कम ही लोग हैं ऐसे मेरे नेटवर्क में. तो मतलब मैंने भी मतलब 15-16 साल से यही काम कर रहा हूँ, स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल से मिल रहा हूँ, स्कूल के करियर काउंसलर से मिल रहा हूँ, बट आप जैसा व्यक्ति बहुत कम देखने को मिला है मेरे को. आई थिंक हार्डली एनीबडी दैट आई हैव हैड एट दिस काइंड ऑफ अ जर्नी. तो यू नो, व्हाट इज योर एडवाइस टू पीपल हु आर यू नो creating this curriculum, thinking of global education? हर जगह अगर we'll have one set of education for every country in the world, it will be like a standard Coca-Cola. आप किसी भी कंट्री में चले जाइए, स्टैंडर्ड एजुकेशन ग्लोबलाइजेशन के मापदंड वही है जो भी हम बात कर रहे थे. But every country has its unique identity, unique culture, unique aspect to its education that is very, very important. So, what are those one or two things that you want the curriculum designers or people who are thinking of global education to keep in mind while designing or defining global education? जैसे आपने कहा, global education की definition ही बहुत अच्छे से आपने समझाई सर.
थैंक यू. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ही रिलेवेंट है, इसलिए कि बिकॉज व्हाट आई फील now most of the time when we are talking about global curriculum comes with those international published books also. So the book is published in so and so country, so most of the case studies comes from so and so countries.
So West,
we offer IB curriculum, and IB give us that liberty that there are two things: examples and case studies. So the examples that you are giving, at least give those locally. If you are taking certain case studies, do local case studies. In India, if you are studying about pollution in a river in Nile, that will not going to help you. You have to study the pollution in Yamuna, and that case study need to be given importance. I feel the global curriculum designer need to look at this, to understand local culture, to understand local values, to understand the case studies and examples, because most of the time nowadays the kid, they don't know the president name of their own country, but they know who is in so and so country, and we call it that's international education. They don't know what is their national song or national anthem, but they know other countries' anthem. So that's the biggest I feel,
challenge.
Challenge. And this is because of all international curriculum that is coming in, not international education that is coming in.
बहुत सही. Thank you so much, Dr. Manish. What a treat to speak to you, and what a insightful 20-25 minutes I spent with you. I learned so much, and thank you for putting in your voice and weight behind this ideas. I totally resonate with it. Thank you so much for sparing time from Jakarta for the Intersect Virtual Festival. This was a fantastic session.